if you want to learn things, then you have to continue learning. What they teach us in schools is really just learn stuff from books, and you can just get it from the books. So I want to break down like critical thinking about school learning. So here's the learning cycle. It is you study something, you apply whatever you found from studying, and then you teach it. And that loop keeps on going around. So teachers would study, they apply that stuff to pass those tests, and then now they can teach you, right? And they can continue that pattern, right? So breaking it down from school, okay? And this is like, it's not so much like high school, elementary, like grade school, thing like that. It's more so, I guess you could say, based around like college and like specialized learning. So in school, you're gonna have a teacher, okay? That teacher either learns from the book or school, or maybe some real world experiences. It depends on what it is you're trying to learn, okay? That teacher then studies the findings, they apply it through knowledge, they apply their knowledge with tests and, like I said, like real world experiences. It can be either or, right? Now, once they do that, they teach the students their interpretation of what they learned from the book or school. That also means they could teach you their learning styles, certain biases that they may have, reasons why they would have you do it this way rather than another way. Okay. For instance, PEMDAS. For me, PEMDAS is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, for you it might be different, but that's like a learning style, you know? People have different ways of teaching things, different ways of learning things. Your teacher may learn differently than you learn. So that's something to keep in mind too. Then the student applies the knowledge with homework and tests. So that's your applied knowledge right there. It's not really like real world experiences that you're getting when you're in school, right? And then the student then can apply some of those teachings in the real world. This is like I'm saying, this is for like college and stuff. But hardly studies more after that. Why is this even important? Why does this even make sense? Well, we're going to go back up here where it's study, apply, and teach. If you're one of these students that's getting taught by the teacher, you're studying, you're applying it, but then you don't teach. So this cycle stops at just getting the information and applying it in tests, okay? No real world experiences. So what happens is when we don't teach it and complete that loop, then you just have people that are getting like basic general knowledge in like specialized areas, right? Like you'll have someone have like a business degree, but like they're probably gonna have to continue taking business classes because of how slowed down the curriculum was. The things that they specifically needed weren't talked about, things like that, right? Why do we even talk about this though? Why am I bringing this up? Why is this important? Because teachers in schools are like the middleman, okay? They're getting books, they're listening to other professors or maybe someone else that's gone through the life experience already, and they're using those people's experiences to teach, to study. They're studying those people's learned experiences, applying those maybe in their own life or, like I said, through tests in school. And then now they teach you. And then that cycle continues, okay? So the real person getting the full scope of the knowledge is the teacher because they come back and teach it, study, apply, teach, study, apply, teach. That's life, okay? Now, the reason why I said the teacher is the middleman is because they get to dictate what gets learned. Some things can get left out of the lesson, okay? And that's just how it is. Some things are not gonna be like suitable for you. That's just how it is. It's very general, right? Until it's specialized. And I'm not against like having teachers and learning from people because I feel like that's how it is. But what I'm saying is that we are forgetting to teach it. We're forgetting to teach and give it back to, you know, more students or whatever you want to call it. We're not doing anything else, right?
And then I think it's really important that we collect different viewpoints. And this is why I'm saying that you need to get the actual books because then you can start to challenge your own beliefs. A lot of the things that are being left out of certain lessons would be also the same things that you need to challenge your own beliefs and to develop your own perspective of what this life is actually like. That's really my big point about getting the knowledge for yourself rather than just getting it from a teacher all the time.
Um, so basically take out the middleman. What I mean by that is now as a student, instead of having a teacher teach you the stuff from the book, just go get the book. Read the book on your own, because there may be some things that you process that the teacher processed differently. And you might come to a better understanding, a better realization. And let's say like something like PEMDAS, or I don't even want to get too spiritual, but like when we talk about like Christianity and church and things like that, you're listening to someone's interpretation of a book that's already been widely interpreted like many, many, many times. So this book's been rewritten so many times. There's so many things to cover. You can take it literally, you can take it figuratively, but at the end of the day, it's all based on the teacher, which is going to be the whoever's speaking for that sermon, right? Now, if you go and get yourself a Bible and you read through it and you actually are critically thinking as you're reading, some of the stuff that's being said, you're like, I don't know. All this to say, it's very smart and very important to do your own research, to get this knowledge into your own head first. Take out the middleman, take out someone else's interpretation of it, go to the source and get your own interpretation of it. So that way you can potentially, let's say you study the thing that the teacher tried to teach you for you to apply, right? So like, let's say the whole message is, let's talk about freaking PEMDAS, whatever. They're teaching you that, you're trying to apply it, but you can't get it, right? Let's say you go to the book and you find a better way, a more clear way for your brain, and then you teach your way. That's what makes this cycle go around and round, okay? If you want to learn something about business, you should probably go and study it, right? If that doesn't mean that you have to go to school and get a degree for it, that just means that you might need to go and get the books that your teachers got. And I can promise you, your teachers are probably getting books from Amazon. They're getting these books from Amazon. They're getting these books are at the library. One quote that I heard was, everyone can, but not everyone will. You can go get the books yourself. You can read them yourself. You can get the book and get the audio version. So if you're really into like immersive reading and you want to hear someone saying the stuff to you as you're reading, you can do that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I feel like we are learning stuff, but we're not applying things and we're not teaching them in the ways that made us understand it. And thus we're having a lot of people go to AI and go to all these different sources, when in reality, if we just critically think and we go and get the knowledge ourselves and don't have a middle person, then we probably have a better understanding of what it is we're trying to learn. But that's all I really want to share. I hope you guys like this type of video, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.